out. Freaking out. You've been freaking out. It's okay, but we're not really freaking out. But I want you to understand that that is super normal. There's nothing wrong with you. With the influx of information, with overload of these stories and those stories, everyone posting something with their opinion, and we don't know what's true, what's real, what's fake. It feels like overwhelming. It feels stressful. It feels confusing. And there's moments where you're probably feeling okay, like I'm gonna be okay, and then there's moments where you're probably feeling terrible and wrong and I don't know what to do, and confused and powerless, and it ebbs and flows, and that is normal. That is completely normal. And I want to share with you something that's going to be really powerful as a tool for you to be able to not stay in those panicked, overly stressful, confused emotions. Because when you're in a confused state, you clearly are not feeling inspired. When you're in a confused state or a panic state, you are clearly not feeling calm. When you are in a state of stress, you are not in a state of clarity and knowing what to do. So how do we get from freaking out to calm and certain, empowered? How do we get there? It's not this big jump. It never is. Just like getting to $1 million or getting to $1,000 or getting to $5,000 in the bank goes from $1 up the level until you get there. You save. Same thing like a relationship that develops. Okay? It takes time. It takes time to build this beautiful, mutual, co-creative, we're both growing, we trust each other relationship. It doesn't just go from this to this, 0 to 100. And that's really the problem with us all, isn't it? We want it like that. And if we don't have it like that, then we think we're doing something wrong, or there's something wrong with us, or you're a failure at it, or whatever else you come up with, the stories that we create in our mind. So the first thing is to acknowledge, okay, I feel freaked out. I am scared. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm worried and concerned. I am feeling emotional right now. Even if you're a man, okay? Believe me, take the mask off. Because the more that we just, I'm good, and it's not actually good inside, it builds and builds and builds. We drink, overeat, overspend, are not in our inspired state, are not creative, don't have healthy relationships. These are the consequences of us pretending and not being taught how to deal with our emotions. So number one, we have to acknowledge what is going on within. Hey, what do you need? And I want you to ask yourself that, because how often are we so quick to ask everybody else how they're doing? And then when do we ask ourselves, hey, what is it that I need right now? What is it that I'm feeling? What is it that I am feeling? I'm feeling panicked. I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling stress. And put the feel, because you are not that. It's an emotion that's coming and passing. It's just, hello, hey, but we can make friends with it. We can be BFFs with it, and then get really familiar with it. And then it's all we know. And we become just so attached to this thing, and happiness and stableness and curiosity and playfulness and sureness and knowing our next steps and being empowered becomes foreign. Because anything you do, anything you practice, you become better at it. Doesn't that make sense to you? Like every single thing that you've ever done, you never were great at it the first time. There are some things that some of us are naturally good at, sure, but any other thing that we had to develop it. Like driving a car, or cooking, or knowing how to have healthy relationships. I'm still learning. I know you are too. So acknowledgement of how you feel is going to allow you to then take that next step. Because if you don't know you're lost, how do you get directions? How do you find that navigation? How do you know what to look for? You won't. You'll continue to be confused and continue to perpetuate the feeling that you already have and not really understand what's going on. It's like having a disease and never having the diagnosis. How are you going to know the cure, the way, the ability for you to create a plan, an action plan to go the opposite direction and heal yourself and feel better? This is mental healing, okay? And with mental healing, your immunity goes up, you feel empowered, you are not feeling small and like you can't do anything. You have ideas coming to you, and you start to believe that everything's going to be okay. You start to lead other people too in that direction, like, hey, this is going to be okay. This is your time to step up as a leader more than ever. Your family is looking at you. Your friends are looking at you. Your colleagues are looking at you and how you deal with this. Your children, everyone. Acknowledgement, okay? The second thing, after you've acknowledged how you feel, ask yourself, who am I with this feeling? Who am I with this feeling? Emotion. So when I feel, because I felt it too, believe me, in the beginning I was like trying to ignore it and pretend it's good, I'm okay. And then I was trying to pretend like there was nothing going on, and clearly there was. And then I, acknowledged, okay, shoot, like I am worried, I am concerned. I was, seeing people stocking up and freaking out, and the way that I felt was small, constrained, weak. I felt unempowered. I felt lost. I felt like things were falling apart. And I want you to ask yourself, who am I with this emotion? And clearly, it is not who you want to be. Clearly, you don't want to feel that way. Clearly, you want to feel the opposite of that. So then I want you to ask yourself, who am I without this emotion? Who am I without this feeling / emotion? I'm empowered. I'm a leader. I'm strong. I have faith. I trust myself. I feel like I can do anything. I feel like it's going to be okay. I feel like I will figure things out. I feel like I can find opportunity in this. I feel like it's going to be okay. What a difference. Like, which one do you want to be? And this goes with everything. For the time right now of what's happening, I'm specifically talking about fear and, the overwhelm of the confusion. But this can be in your relationships. This could be with your jobs, like, what's next? This could be in any state ever. What am I feeling? Acknowledge it. Ask yourself. Talk to yourself. Get to know yourself. Know what you need. Who am I with this emotion? Is that the person that I want to be? Who am I without that emotion, without that feeling? The opposite, everything that I want to be. Proud of myself. And then ask yourself if that is serving you and you want to continue being that or feeling that feeling. Does this serve me? Does this serve me? Does it align with the person that I want to become or be? Because check it out. You're not there yet. We're never going to be done. Like, there's going to be so many things that you do in your life. There's going to be so many rules that you take on. There's going to be so many challenges that come up. And you're going to continue to be like, yeah, want to be that person that does this. And then once you're there, you're going to be like, yeah, I want to be that person that now does this. And it's going to continue to grow. So you're always becoming. So does it align with the person I want to become, or I am becoming? I like that better. Does it? No. We all want to be better. So either we settle and we accept this place that we're in as if it's not part of the process, or we understand that it's part of the process. We understand that this is going to help me get to that next thing. And now you feel more calm, right? Now you're starting to feel like, oh shit, like, yeah, like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do to feel better about this situation? And I'm telling you, in this situation right now, do all the things that make you feel better. Keep up your hygiene. Buy your essentials. You know, be with your family. Take this time to go within and ask yourself these reflective questions. But going from here to here is what I want for you. Because when you're here, now you're able to communicate with yourself in a way that's going to help you figure things out. You're going to be more healthier mentally, emotionally, physically. You're going to be inspired to do these things that make you mentally, emotionally, and physically healthy. So that instead of it being a decline for you, it's an incline and a time where you really focus on the things that are going to develop you. I hope that this video inspired you, and if it did, please send it to 3 people. 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. As many people as you know that this will help them with. Also, I'm going to be starting a community online where we can meet up weekly and we can talk about these things, where we'll have lessons and challenges and things to help keep us in this mental state. Because I ask you, who do you want to be hanging around at this time? People that are going to encourage you and support you and be in the state of, hey, we're going to figure this out together, or the opposite. I wish you all so much peace and love at this time. Much love.